So welcome again, and my name is Monica. I think most of us, maybe a couple of us, are joining for the first time. So these sessions happen every Saturday at 8, where we just explore like maybe some open conversations and at times themed conversations. So today, uh, I thought we'll talk about what makes us suffer. When do we suffer? And how do we go about dealing with suffering? What are the challenges that we go through while we are going through some mental emotional suffering? Mostly I think more than the physical suffering, what mostly that we go through is mental emotional suffering at a day to day basis. So I thought today we'll explore, maybe in one way, because there are so many ways, infinite number of ways possible, maybe in one way, how really to go about it, how really to find relief through the suffering, because all of us crave for a relief. Nobody likes to suffer. So there must be something. It definitely is not my true nature, because I don't like to suffer. But yet it is inevitable. It's part of human existence. So I'd like to hear from all of you, what really, if you have ever reflected upon it, what makes us suffer? When do I suffer? And there also have been times when we have not been suffering. If we touch upon those phases or times in life, moments in life when suffering is not. So what is happening there when suffering is not? And what happens when I really am drenched in suffering? So I'll maybe later towards the end we can uh, go through a kind of a meditative procedure for some time, maybe a few minutes. So I'd ask everyone, request everyone to maybe take a pause, and one by one, whenever you feel ready, uh, uh, after your reflection, after you have reflected upon it, just unmute and share, uh, when am I suffering and when am I not suffering. So a few reflections upon it would be a nice start. Okay, so I'll just read this out. Anusha shares that when we expect something and get attached to that expectation, but reality hits different, so we don't get what we expect. We get disappointed and suffer till we are able to accept and move on with it. Yeah, yeah. Yes, any more reflections on what makes me suffer? And at times I'm okay, not suffering. What makes me suffer? Yeah, anyone? I'm sure we have all experienced suffering, because otherwise we'll not be here today. Because that poster said, stepping back from my suffering, from me and my story. And there must be something which brought us here today. So if you could just share a few bit on that, reflections or lines.
Hi, Monica. This is Saurabh.
Yeah, hi, Saurabh. Please. Yeah.
I think, yeah, there are many reasons where we suffer. I was just thinking how to start with the journey. I mean, the list. Indeed, do agree with Anusha when we expect something and the output is something different, of course, we are not able to accept that output, and then we do suffer. Additionally, I do suffer when I have a feeling of competition with others, because I always like, because we were told like it is the survival of the fittest, and when you feel like you're not the fittest among the crowd, you feel like you will be left behind and others will cross over you, and that's how you get a feeling of fear, and that's how you suffer. So again, this could be mind creations only, but you do have a suffering of feeling of saying, okay, people will leave me behind and they will cross over me. So that's another reason why we suffer. Ego, again, if I don't get the kind of, if others are not acknowledging my own identity the way I am, and they may have any point on my personality or my thought process, again I suffer because I feel my ego is hurt. uh, I also suffer when I myself was not able to kind of fulfill my own expectations. Like in fact, you have shared a video as well. When I think last 10 years I've been on the same page, I'm not able to evolve further. I do feel suffering again. Like, what is wrong I am doing? Why I'm not able to kind of continue to the next level on this journey? So again, I suffer. So my own expectation make me suffer on as well. And maybe there are many, but yeah, these are the kind of thoughts I'm having right now.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh. Is there suffering? Is there still suffering? I'm just kind of wondering out loud with you, all of you. Is there still suffering when I'm not thinking about myself? So I'm not thinking actively about me and my story. In that few moments, have you seen suffering exists without the thought of me and my story, of how much I have evolved or how much I have failed in my expectations, how much people have failed living up to my expectations? So if I subtract me and my story from my thoughts, would suffering still exist, or does suffering still exist? So the conditions may be same, the external conditions may be same, my relationships may be same, my job, my work, my money condition, everything may remain just the same, but I am not thinking about and relating, connecting dots from the past to the future. Does suffering still exist? It does not exist, it seems, at least in those few moments, and we have touched those moments, especially unknowingly when we are in deep sleep. There is no suffering in deep sleep. That's why it's so refreshing in nature. The mind is absolutely still and quiet. It's not the active mind that we usually have. But then, as we are waking up, if you have been through that half awake state in the morning, you're rising up, you're feeling okay. But immediately, the moment you think about you and your story, the suffering comes back. So as if, it appears to me, because I've been reflecting, and this is an area which I like to reflect upon, it appears to me that it is like a mirage, and at times I see that I am fueling this mirage. The more I think about it, the more I make it real, and the more am able to, what you were sharing, accept and move on, or not think about it. It is in our hands at times, because when we are really tired of thinking, then we allow ourselves not to think. So can it happen that consciously choosing, that knowing that whenever I am in the story, I am deeply depressed, I am suffering. At times the story may be very rosy, so I may have very good moments in the story also. It's not that the story is all bad. Yeah. So at times me and my story may show very rosy picture to me, and then I don't feel like waking up from that dream. Yeah, it's okay, it's my story, yeah, I claim it. But the moment it makes me suffer, I go for a respite, I want a relief. And that is why people say that, masters have said that Suffering is almost a bliss because it wakes us up to our true nature. Who I truly am. Am I just the story? Am I just the character of the story? Because if I am the character of the story, I will be throughout my life suffering because external situations are not in my control. People's behavior are not in my control. My own life situations are not in my control. So I can just continue to suffer if I consider myself as the character of the story. But the moment I step back and do not think obsessively as we usually do, all of us, each one of us, do not obsessively think about me and my story, thinking that it's going to be there. Let it be. I don't have to pay much attention to it or fulfill the demands that the character has in the story. Just wonder that suffering ceases for those moments. And it makes me realize that who is it that is fueling the suffering? Are they truly the external conditions that are making me suffer? Because when I'm not thinking of me and my story, the external conditions still remain the same. They have not changed. My partner is the same, my kid is the same, my workplace is the same, my financial condition is the same. But now I have stopped obsessively fueling me and my story. So one can say, in other words, one can say, I am okay being not okay. I am okay even when things are not okay, according to my thinking, according to my plan. So it's very interesting how, like a cloud, it appears like big, very dark and overwhelming. And very interesting that the moment I'm ready to shift my consciousness, saying that I am the one fueling me and my story. And if you have had it enough, you will see that there is no end to suffering in the story. You will never be able to connect dots in the story. There are so many forces at play. So I'll never be able to put two and two together there. And how long will I continue to do that? How long? How long will I prolong this suffering for myself and for others? Because if I am suffering, people around me also suffer owing to that spillage of suffering. And if I am okay with, okay, whatever may happen in the story, I am not my story. I am much, much, much more than story. I am the space in which the story happens. So the story may be incomplete, but I am not incomplete because I am the space which allows the story to be. So the moment I step back into that remembrance, you see that suffering ceases for a moment. We are not obsessively prolonging the suffering. So what I want to talk today, taking this further, is now when I know this, that whenever I think of me and my story, it makes me suffer. Yet I still obsessively think about me and my story. Now, what is the challenge here? What does not allow me to stop this obsessive compulsive thinking? Because this is a challenge. We have to deal with it. It is a problem for me that I want to stop. On one hand, I say that I don't want suffering. On the other hand, I'm continue to I continue to fuel it. So what is the challenge here? If anyone has reflected upon it or would like to right now reflect upon it, what is the challenge that we face?
मोनिका जी, वहां का बंद करो।
So I have muted you, Kuldeep ji, because it was
नहीं अभी ठीक है।
there is a lot of echo.
हाँ वो स्विच ऑफ ना। सॉरी अच्छा
Echo है अभी भी बहुत ज्यादा।
हाँ अभी इज इट ओके नाउ?
अब बेटर है, अब बेटर है।
अच्छा, ये जो आप बोल रहे हो ना कि हम लोग स्टॉप नहीं कर पाते, मेरे ख्याल से हम थॉट के लेवल पे स्टॉप कर भी देते हैं ना कई बार, टेम्परेली रिटायर होते हैं उस सिचुएशन से, लेकिन उसने जो केमिकल जनरेट किए हैं हमारे बॉडी में थ्रू आउट, वो केमिकल का असर थोड़ी देर रहता है, तो हम उसी मूड में रहते हैं। मतलब हम एक्टिवली उस सिचुएशन से रिटायर होते हैं, हमें मालूम है कि हम उलझ रहे हैं, और एक्टिवली रिटायर होते हैं कि मैं अगर 2 घंटे से उस सिचुएशन से रिटायर हो गया तो कुछ नहीं बिगड़ने वाला, दुनिया वैसी की वैसी चलती रहेगी, मेरी लाइफ भी वैसी ही चलेगी, बल्कि हो सकता है कि 2 घंटे बाद मैं आई एम इन ए बेटर पोजीशन टू डील विद इट व्हेन आई एम नॉट थिंकिंग इमोशनली अबाउट इट। लेकिन अगर वो जो हमने बहुत ही एग्रेसिवली उसके बारे में सोचा है, चिंता किया है, तो वो जो केमिकली जो रेजिड्यू हो जाता है बॉडी में, तो मूड वैसा बना रहता है, तो वो सफरिंग चलती रहती है थोड़ी देर।
That's really beautiful, Kuldeep ji, जो आप share कर रहे हैं. So it's like a force that is going on, like a we say old habits die hard. So the mind is so addicted to this obsessive compulsive behavior and running according to the moods that it goes on running. The effect of it goes on running for a while. Absolutely.
नहीं, इवन इफ यू आर स्टॉपिंग द थॉट्स ऑल टुगेदर, वो
Yeah.
जो केमिकली जो कल फॉगीनेस आ जाता है बॉडी में,
Yes.
वो जो आलस का रूप या कुछ भी है, व्हेन योर केमिकल्स आर नॉट कोऑपरेटिंग विथ यू, वो थकान, वो फिजिकल थकान नहीं, बट यू हैव फुल ग्लूकोज लेवल एनर्जी, बट दर्स केमिकल्स आर लाइक दैट कि आप मूडी रहते हो, नॉट ऑफ द थॉट पर, थॉट को रोक देने से भी.
Yeah.
So that is happening. And कई बार क्या होता है कि अगर हमें टू मच एडिक्टेड टू व्हाट टू फील गुड, और टू मच एडिक्टेड, ये कोई आपको खुजली और जलन तो नहीं देते, ये केमिकल्स एक तरह का मूडीनेस क्रिएट करते हैं हम लोगों को, और हैप्पीनेस का भी एडिक्शन लगा हुआ है. फिर हम लोग किसी को फोन उठा लेते हैं, बात करते हैं, कोई मूवी का क्लिप चला लेते हैं, कोई गाना चला देते हैं, कि हमेशा क्या हैप्पी केमिकल्स रन होने ही चाहिए, इतना एडिक्शन है. उसके बिना भी जिंदगी चल रही है, यू आर केपेबल ऑफ डूइंग थिंग. लेकिन हम लोग सोचते हैं कि अगर हैप्पीनेस का केमिकल रन नहीं करेंगे तो मैं कुछ भी करने के लायक नहीं हूँ. कैपेबिलिटी है, लेकिन वो कोऑपरेशन माइंड का नहीं आ पाता कि हैप्पीनेस केमिकल होगा तभी मैं एक्शन लूंगा. तो एक आदत सी पड़ी हुई है उस हैप्पीनेस केमिकल की. तो ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता, बॉडी में तो हार्मोनल रिएक्शन, बायोकेमिकल रिएक्शन होंगे ही. तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारा उसके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा निर्भरता हो गया है, इमोशनल लेवल पे निर्भरता, इन द सेंस वो तो हमारे को किसी तरह से अपाहिज नहीं कर रहा, हम ही उसके कारण मूडी हो जा रहे हैं. नहीं, अभी मैं बात नहीं करूंगा, अभी मैं काम नहीं करूंगा, तो हम ही उसके कारण अपने को एक दे रहे, छूट दे रहे कि हैप्पीनेस नहीं है तो मुझे आजादी मिल गई कि थोड़ी देर और पड़े रहने की. तो वो भी एक सफरिंग ही है शायद, क्या एक तरह से हमारे जो रेगुलर एक्शंस, वो भी एक सफरिंग ही है ना. हम मतलब उस मेरे ख्याल से एक सफरिंग का भी एक एडिक्शन होती है, मतलब एक हो गया है ऐसा. हैप्पीनेस मुझे एक ही थाली के, एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू लग रहे हैं मुझे, ये हैप्पीनेस और सफरिंग.
That's very beautiful, actually, what you're sharing. So the universe, people say, masters say that the universe is based on delight. The universe is based on a kind of a rasa. Everything has a delight. The rasa, so it is not possible that I am suffering and I am not having the rasa of suffering. Because if we really look at our own patterns of thought and whatever we keep on thinking, we will see that although we may say that I'm suffering, I'm not okay, there must be a dukh ras that I am having, because the universe is based on delight. So either I get the rasa from the dukh, or I get some other rasa. People have talked about many rasas, in universe. So it's very important point to realize this, that we do actually take some rasa from our own suffering, as if we are sucking our own blood, not even realizing it. And we think that we are doing something good for ourselves. We are running for our desires, our expectations. But this thing that we call, this is my expectation, my desire. मुझे लगता है यहाँ पे catch है. Because if it was truly my expectation, my desire, then having it fulfilled would leave me fulfilled. But haven't we gone through so many expectations and so many desires which have been fulfilled? If I look back at my life, it's not that none of my desire was fulfilled. It's not that none of my expectation was fulfilled. And yet, being in the story, being the character of the story, I always remain unfulfilled. So what is this game kind of going on? As if this is a bottomless pit that I'm trying to fill and it never gets fulfilled. And I'm being a slave to that pit, thinking that this is my own life. No, but if it was my own life, then fulfilling its tummy for so many years would have left me fulfilled. But why do I still feel this void, deep void within? Where did all the food go, which I allowed to that bottomless pit? Where did all of that go? So that makes me doubt that what I am calling myself, my expectations, my desires, who is this my? Because I don't feel fulfilled. I still continue to feel this lack. And masters have called this falsehood, as if we are serving a falsehood. The more I serve the character of me and my story, I'm actually serving a falsehood, and the tummy will never be fulfilled. So we are serving the ego. If, in other words, we can say we are serving the ego. And if ego was my true self, I would have been fulfilled by now, because I run throughout my day, I run for the ego. What is happening? Why am I not getting fulfilled? So that makes us wonder that what we call as Meri Kahani, Meri Zindagi, me and my story, me and my relationships, mere saath aisa hua, mere saath waisa hua, all this drama that we are a part of, this tells us that we are something more than that character. We may be playing that role. So how and when will we stop being a slave to that character that I play most of the times? Knowing and understanding that it is not fulfilling me. So it's coming out of an understanding that it's not leaving me fulfilled. Living for my ego, living for me and my story, it's not leaving me fulfilled. It's leading me into depression and suffering. So how long shall I continue being a slave of this? How long? So I'm just wondering out loud with you that is it possible that I stop paying attention to that? I think that's why people have called it illusion or Maya, because an illusion can never die or disappear. Maybe you see on the road, you see water. Whenever you have heated up roads, you see water from. So can you say that, oh, I want to kill this illusion, I want to kill? You will never be able to kill it. And just like that, I will never be able to kill the character of the story. It can ever pop up. Any trigger and it pops up again. Any trigger and it pops up again. Here I am back in my ego mode. And again, suffering because of that. So although I cannot kill the Maya or the illusion, can I be aware? The moment the story kicks in, me and my story, here I go. Can I just remind myself that I am not only the character of this story? And that is why masters have talked about Sumiran. Sumiran ki sudh yo karo, jo gangar panihar, hale dole surat mein kahe kabir vichar. So many masters have focused on the remembrance of the divine. And the divine, chunki divine is infinite, he is one with us. He is our true essence. So can I remind myself the moment the story creeps in, the moment the story takes a big root again, the illusion, it creates an illusion that I am real, give me attention. The moment it kicks up again, can I be aware? Can I be vigilant? That I don't need to give it that much of fuel and importance that I give it, because it's killing me. So there comes the importance of Sumiran. Remember who you truly are. You are the awareness in which the drama happens. The drama is not you. You play a role. The awareness goes and plays a role. But the moment the role is over, she can drop off the clothes and come back home, fully untouched by the drama. So it's with each one of us, because we fall into this forgetfulness. Whenever we take human birth, we fall into this forgetfulness. And it is important. The forgetfulness has its own purpose, because if I remember all bad that I did in the previous lives, I will not be able to live really lightly, start from a clean slate. So the forgetfulness has its purpose, and yet remembrance also has to be parallelly there. This metaphor of Kabir talking about this lady walking on the rope, this rope tied between the two poles, she's walking. Parallelly, she has to be aware of the rope. The moment she is unaware, she slips and falls down. So she has to make the moves very nicely, just as we have to do whatever we have to do in the world. Parallelly, I have to be aware of who I truly am. I am this untouched awareness, owing to which everything happens. The space in which the drama happens. Most often than not, we are identified with the character of the drama, and that creates suffering, because I'm trying to fit into clothes which are not my size. I am unlimited consciousness, and I'm trying to fit into this limited role of being a daughter, of being maybe a movie star. I will suffer because it's not the right size cloth. The dress is not the proper size. So suffering can now, if we have contemplated this much, it appears that suffering is nothing but a signal telling me, hey, there you go again in the wrong sized clothes. So can I just take suffering as a signal? Because then it will be beautiful. The moment the ripple of suffering kicks in, I am aware, identified with the role again, So can I be my own guide? Is this possible? Because I have all the tools. I have a mind, I have emotions which tell me when I'm burdened, when I'm not burdened. They tell me. I have a body which feels lighter when I'm okay, which feels heavy and burning when I'm not okay. So the body also tells. When we are being a slave of the ego, living a life for somebody else's story, the character that I play, I have nothing to do with the character. I may keep on playing the role, but I'm not the role. I am not the role. So can I constantly live in this remembrance? Yes, Vas, you want to share something?
Yeah, hi everyone. I think when we talk about suffering, from what I've understood, is that when we become a victim in our own story, I think the minute we become the victim, the suffering automatically comes in. So I think that's where we need to pause, playing the role of a victim, whether it is in our personal lives, professional lives, or just general in our society, in our apartment, whatever it is. I think the minute our mind starts working as, oh, I am the victim here, I am, they're all out to get me, or this could have happened if I would have, all that things that goes on in our mind. When I play the role of a victim in my head, in my story, I think the suffering is there as what I understand. So the minute you are, like you said, being aware, the minute you come back to the present is when I think we can in a way stop, but then it is an ongoing thing. It's a lot of practice, because mind likes to play these stories, and we love to play the role of a victim in our mind, because nobody else is giving us that credit, or nobody else is giving us that, probably we look for others to give us credit. I think that also makes us suffer. And when that doesn't happen, we start feeling victimized.
Beautiful, beautiful. One thing, Vas, what you shared, um, again, reflections continuing. I feel that we all want to be somebody, as if there is an inherent need in me to be somebody in somebody's eyes. That somebody may be just one person, maybe. maybe just 1%, maybe मुझे बाकियों से कोई लेना देना नहीं, बस वो एक जना, just one person, please recognize me that I'm somebody important, not that important, but a little bit, and that kills us. This race, almost a race after being a somebody. It's
We
slow.
always have, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Please share. Yeah.
We feel we need validation from I don't know what this is about, getting the validation from outside. We have to all feel complete within ourselves, but we always look for validation. Somebody has to tell us you're so good, or you cooked so well, or you did that, you're responsible, or whatever things. So when that doesn't come, and again, it's all again outside us. We're always looking for outside us to make us feel good, not knowing that we are good enough. I think all this makes us suffer a lot more, because internally, if we know we are doing our best on a daily basis, as a mother, as a wife, or as a daughter, any role, or for myself, as me, for me, myself, if I get to know that, I'm doing a good job, why do I need to get validation? But still, we seek that. We expect somebody to tell us, oh, you have done a good job. And when that doesn't happen, like somebody was saying, expectations, I think so. We all expect somebody to tell us, you're good, you're doing well. Even though we know that we have done a good job, but we still want that somebody to tell us, like, your presentation was good, or, you did a good job today. And when that doesn't come, I think we start questioning.
Yeah. So, Bas, just go with me here deeper in what you were sharing. Um, so when I approve of you, or when I say you did a great job, what happens? What does it make you feel?
Uh, like you were just saying, it's like it's not this validation we don't seek from everyone.
Not everyone. Absolutely with you. Yeah. So
Uh,
if I am the person, imagine that in your life, I am the person from whom you seek a bit of validation. The moment I validate or approve of you or appreciate you, what happens?
Again, this is about recognition, right? So you expect
What
expert
happens?
people.
What
Yeah,
happens when you are recognized?
ego. Basically, my ego is happy.
Happy.
Okay, so
Exactly. That's where
yeah,
I
but
wanted.
that not necessarily me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
necessarily me that I'm happy. It is my ego which wants you to recognize me.
So
So
what
that's where the conflict happens. That's where I have a conflict, because I feel there are two within me, the ego and me. So sometimes when I want to listen to my ego, but that's when the suffering happens. To
okay.
me, this is from my little understanding of what I have tried to
Absolutely.
figure out things.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when there is no ego, because there are so many of them who do tell you, oh, you have done a great job, but it's fine, because you know that you have done a great job, but there is one person, but again, that's a story. There must be a track, a secondary track to that person with you, and you must have a history for why you need a validation from that person.
yeah,
So there is a lot of stuff which I think is more than one person validating you.
yeah.
You seek their attention, you seek their approval, you seek, and when that doesnn't happen, you feel, oh, I'm not good enough. Maybe there are 10 people who are saying you've done a great job, right? So there is another story to that with that person.
Absolutely.
Again, yes, and as long as I feel I'm the victim, I think I'll be in the state of suffering all the time.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah. So if we go into the root of all this, so what happens when my expectation is fulfilled? I feel okay. I feel contented. I feel happy. What happens when I'm approved by that particular person? I feel contented. I feel complete. So the root of, one has to go to the root, because what I'm seeking, either through this person, that person, does not matter. That is the link that we will never be able to find, that why do I seek validation only from this person, and that is there in everybody's lives. We have these special soft spots from where we are seeking expectation or validation from. So let us keep it aside. What happens when my validation is done, or I am recognized, or somebody says I am good enough? I feel good. I feel contented. I feel happy. So all that we are seeking, if you go to the root of the matter, we will see that actually we are seeking contentment. Most often than not, it's a very temporary contentment. Okay, ice cream खाई, थोड़ी देर के लिए अच्छा लगा, gone, again discontent. Yeah. So it appears that one is looking for a lasting contentment, a lasting happiness. And for that, I cannot be dependent on people and things because they keep on changing. I cannot change people's moods. You know, at times another one may hug me and I feel very, very happy and good. At times he is not in a mood to hug me, so I'll slump down. So if I keep on depending on external situations to make me happy, suffering is here to stay. It's very, very clear that suffering is not going anywhere. But, yes, Saurabh, please go ahead.
थोड़ा सा डाउट है मुझे.
हाँ, बोलो.
Just take example, like एक chef है एक restaurant में, and chef has made a food to the best of the capacity. But if a customer is not happy with the food, so as a chef, I am waiting for the validation. I will need the feedback. अगर customer ने मुझे poor rate किया है, I will feel low, और I'll feel कि मैंने job ठीक नहीं किया अपना शायद. So in that case, of course, you will have to get a feedback, negative feedback. So I mean, I feel कि it's not about validation, it's about how to accept the negative feedback, how not to feel low कि भाई किसी ने कुछ negative बोल दिया. It must be शायद मेरे काम में कुछ कमी रह गई थी. Because of that, I was rated low. But then you start feeling jealous. Then you start feeling comparison कि बाकियों को तो अच्छा बोल दिया, मुझे नहीं मिला. शायद customer में कुछ problem होगी, उससे मेरे कुछ personal grudges होंगे. So all then the mind starts thoughts.
So Saurabh, stay with me here. Stay with this. I think this is a very nice practical example. So if I'm really a good chef and I really want to make myself a better and a better and a better chef, which all of us want to do in our own respective fields. And if some feedback comes and I'm not able to take that feedback objectively, I think what Jasmine is sharing, not identifying with that opinion that, oh my God, ये मेरे को क्या कह दिया? You know, आपको तो बोला नहीं, आपकी dish को बोला. Okay, dish में ये correction हो सकता है, right? So that is a thing where definitely if I have to move towards perfection in my job or wherever, even as a human being, I think this is an art that each one of us has to develop to take ourselves very, very objectively. Otherwise, there is no perfection to be achieved. There is no beauty to be achieved. And good artists, good musicians, you know, good people in art domain, they are the ones who are able to take criticisms or feedbacks in a very objective manner, that thank God that you noticed this, because then next time I can make it a little better. Yeah. So the example that you are sharing, one can actually, if one is able to take it objectively, one can actually stop it right there. That, okay, this is a feedback that I get, and next time I'm going to do this and this so that I work better. And whenever we work better, we feel a joy within. Whenever I'm able to cross my previous thresholds, I'm always joyful. So this progressing through our thresholds gives us joy. कि last time इतना गंदा बनाया था, देखो इस बार कितना सुंदर बना, you know. So but I understand what you are coming from, that usually many a times, since we are not objective people, we take ourselves too personally. We think that it's a comment on me, coming on me, and all that me and my story kicks in, and then the dish is gone in the garbage. You cannot actually work with the feedback then. Is that what you were meaning?
Right, because you feel accountable. I mean, to agree with Jasmine, like not to identify yourself with the dish, but because you are the one who has created that, you feel the doer. So जैसे doership आता है, you feel accountable, and that's how you go for the toss. कि भाई अब तो कुछ गलत हो गया.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this doership actually causes a lot of suffering. And if I can just shed it down, like keep it aside and work on the very objectively on the feedback, then you would see how light the life becomes.
Right. And there are two options. One is indeed my dish was bad. तो ठीक है, शायद अगर मैं थोड़ा सा evolve सोच लूंगा तो मैं accept कर लूंगा, yes, next time I'll make it better. second हो सकता है कि dish was okay, but maybe the customer was not in a good mood and the person would have given some negative feedback. उस केस में how not to think about that negative experience, क्योंकि माइंड तो वहीं जाएगा बार बार. इवन इफ आई से डोंट गो टू दैट थॉट अगेन एंड अगेन, शायद पूरा दिन उसमें चला जाएगा कि नो somebody has given me a negative feedback
Yeah.
of my dish. So then I start comparing myself with बुद्धा, मतलब अगेन एज अ बेंचमार्क. बुद्धा वहां पर शेफ होते हैं तो शायद वो उस बात को भूल जाते हैं, मैं नहीं भूल पा रहा हूँ. तो ऐसा मैं क्या करूं कि उस एक्सपीरियंस को मैं भूल जाऊं.
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर. सौरभ, इसकी बात करते हैं अभी. आई थिंक जैस्मिन वाज अनम्यूटिंग. जैस्मिन, यू वांटेड टू शेयर? Not
Hello,
identified.
can you hear?
Yes, Jasmine.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, audible. Yeah,
Am I audible?
audible, audible.
Okay. Oh, hi. So, you know what, Saurabh, you were saying कि मैं बोल नहीं सकता. So how I was just with you on that. कि अगर dish बनी, तो opinion से हमारी identification है, dish से है. But then you said मैं, इसमें you know it comes down to मैं, हमारे मैं ही हैं, that we are like I just go underneath it in my personal like day-to-day living. That's what how I deal with it for myself. It comes down to कि आपने कहा कि मैं नहीं बोल सकता, तो डिश भी नहीं रही, अब तो मैं ही आ गई. You know, see, that's how I practically do it for myself, different situations. तो आपने कहा कि ये मैं डिश चलो ठीक बनी है, लेकिन उसकी ओपिनियन ऐसे दे दी है. पहले तो उसमें मेरी डिश थी, वो भी चलेगी. अब आपने नहीं बोल सकता, तो अब तो डिश की बात ही नहीं रही. तो मैं, तो हमारी underlying, we have to, this is, we have to keep reminding ourselves. This is an opportunity to, you know, how Monica says, raw material to the fact work. So this is the opportunity again, a reminder again. कि मैं क्या हूँ, मेरी essence क्या है, उसमें nothing to all these outer objective worldly things. मैंने थोड़ी lightness आ जाती है, and that's an opportunity to again go underneath. फिर वो तुम्हारी मैं के underneath अपनी essence के touch कर, slightly touch कर लेते हैं. I find that moment extremely. Sorry, I joined late, तो मुझे ये नहीं पता कि
Yeah, yeah.
conversation चल रही थी.
No, I think it's totally in alignment, Jasmine. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but that's how I use the moment, and it kind of runs in my background. कि इस moment में मैं कैसे अपनी essence को दिखती है. I can see my ego right there, but it feels like when I deconstruct like this, या जब मैं उसको थोड़ी, you look at it closely, तुम explore सकते हो underneath. You feel the moment of your essence, and that leaves you leave that moment feeling expansive rather than too much struggling with it. It comes naturally then. नहीं तो फिर कई बार लगता है जबरदस्ती करे कि यार ये ठीक नहीं है, वो भी लेबल करके identify. So I think being really present with that has helped me. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, anyone else? Any reflect? Yeah, Aisha, yeah.
This is something I'm wondering about. That the moment we are telling ourselves to let go, to stop identifying, to not call it I, whenever we are doing all of that, it is still a mental process. In a way, we are actually still trying to run away from the feeling. We are still resisting feeling bad. What I think Kuldeep ji was saying, that we are still trying to run away from it. Rather than actually, again, dropping the story and being, now that I'm feeling bad about not being whatever the story is, and actually staying with that feeling, isn't going through it truly, I don't know, if sometimes when I do this, if I'm dropping the story and I'm being with that feeling, actually that also is an escape for me, because I've been told that if you go through it, you might be able to get away from it. So even that could be a mental game. But I think it's more about staying with the feeling than finding ways to feel better in any way possible.
Yeah, I understand what you're sharing, Aisha. Actually, there is no end to staying with the feelings because they will keep on popping up, infinite number of them. And that makes it urgent to know who I truly am in the experience. Now, if we explore our experience, all the experiences that we have, maybe I felt bad in the morning, I felt sad in the evening, I felt happy in the morning, whatever experiences we have. One thing which is not absent in any of those movements is that you are aware of that feeling. I am aware I was sad. I am aware of the sadness. I am aware of the hurt. I am aware of the pain. I am aware of the obsessive mind. I am aware of the pain in the knee. So, any experience that you talk of, you will see that it's as if it's percolated with awareness. It's one with awareness. Now, if I say that whenever any experience or sad or bad feeling from the character of the story will arise, I will stay with it because I don't want to escape it. You will see that there is no end to it. There is no end to that. Character of the story is not going to die away by your staying with that feeling again and again. How long will I drain myself? And that's why it becomes important for me to know who I truly am. Am I not this never disappearing awareness? Because anything may leave, the thought may come in the morning, go in the evening. The feeling may be there in the afternoon, but not at the night. Everything is coming and going and coming and going. What is not coming and going? Since I never leave my side, so I must be always by my side. What is not coming and going is this awareness which never leaves. When I'm saying I'm sad, I'm aware of the sadness. When I'm saying I was hurt, I'm aware of the hurt. So I think I get what you are saying at that it's mostly a mental thing ki udhar mat jao, udhar mat jao. That's why I am saying that we have to make it visceral for ourselves. We have to make it aware, I have to feel it, experience in my body that all that is there in my experience is this awareness, 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 awareness. So why on earth do I keep on saying I am the character of the story? I am aware of the character of the story. And when I will drench myself in this knowing, you will see that those feelings of the character, they don't matter to you, and slowly they will disappear. You will not be able to give them that much of importance, as much of time as they take right now in your life. You will have much more time left for something deep, that you really want to do, what we call this inner calling. And usually we are so drenched in the character of the story that we don't have truly time for the inner calling. Forget about thinking about it. First, let me get some rest bloody from this story. Forget about the inner call. And the whole life goes by. So I feel, and I'm absolutely with you, that it mostly remains here. That, oh, I am not the story. I'm not the story. Yeah. But it does not work like that. The story is not going anywhere. Kabir has said, again, many masters have said, as long as I have breath in the body, I need to remain vigilant. So I may be a spiritual seeker on a path for 20, 30 years. Now that being a spiritual seeker has become a story. So Maya can come in different roots. And that is why, Zen stories from Zen philosophy and others, they would ask the seeker don't come back to this ashram until you have become an animal like. Now look at an animal. An animal is pure awareness. He does not have a story in the head. So they would leave them with the cattle herd, पूरी cattle लेके जाओ और तब तक वापस मत आना जब तक तुम भी एक गाय ना बन चुके हो. So what they were trying to say is that we really have to stop the addiction that our minds have for the love of the stories. And why is it important? Let me just share shortly on this. It is important because that is not our truth. We suffer when we are not living our truth. When I am knowing, living in this awareness that I am this awareness which is all pervading everywhere, you see how much contentment and rasa you get being that awareness. You will not be able to leave that space. Now, the thing is different, that owing to the fact that we are forgetful in nature, again and again, whenever story will come up, I'll forget that I am awareness. I don't have to really pay so much of importance to that story. I can be in my own domain, whatever feels right. So this remembrance, first of all, is very important. First, a mental understanding of this fact, then a bodily, visceral feeling that yes, I have nothing in my experience but awareness of all that is experienced. Although, having said that, I would also say that even when you are feeling the hurt of the character, all that is there in that feeling is awareness of the feeling. How do you know that feeling exists? Because you are aware of the feeling. Now, feeling may come and go, the awareness never goes. Shall I still on being so stubborn that I am that feeling? Now, that would be really stupid of me. You know, even knowing this, that I never leave my side, feelings do. Shall I still keep on saying, I am that feeling, fulfill me, fulfill me, fulfill me? Now, this is what we call being a slave of falsehood, because I'm not that feeling. Yeah, so yeah, this is what I wanted to share, what you were sharing. So I am absolutely with you that it has to actually materialize, concretize for me, for practically for myself, that yes, all that is there is this awareness, and yes, I am this awareness. Shivoham, Shivoham. You know, the infinite consciousness, that's me, that's my truth. And wherever else I will attach myself in limited patterns, limited roles, I will suffer. And it's the way of the universe telling me, babe, you are not this. And that's why meditative, kind of short meditative experiences for you are very important. All of us, not you in the sense, for us, are very important, because you can be in a meditative state throughout 24/7. You see that, oh my God, everything that I experience is owing to the presence of this awareness. I cannot experience anything if not for awareness. Shall I still call myself the role? And the contentment that we are seeking is only to be found, only to be found in knowing oneself as that awareness. There is no contentment to be found anywhere else. No relationship, no spiritual experience. Anything will come and go and come and go. Now, this will never leave you, can never leave you, because this is you. And see, from childhood till this age, has it ever left us? Has awareness ever left us? It has never left us. Never ever for a moment it has left me. And I also see that I have also never left me. So shall I still say that I am the story in my head? And the moment we become one with this understanding, now the next life begins. It's not the end of story. Now the next life begins in the sense that my thought, my feelings, my speech, my action now begin to realign themselves in this knowing. Okay, how would I act if I am awareness and not the character of my story? How would I act if I am awareness and not what my story tells me? Now a realignment begins. So Mother and Sri Aurobindo say that enlightenment or nirvana, it's the first step of integral yoga. So knowing who I truly am, this is what they call nirvana. Knowing who I truly am is the first step of integral yoga. It's not the कि हो गई मुक्ति अब कहानी खत्म, because it takes a long time that the mind, the feelings, emotions all get realigned to this newer understanding of me as awareness. So now a new life begins for me. It's not the ending of all of the game that is running. Now beauty can spread. Now a new being is reborn. So every moment I have to realign myself. Okay, how would I act in this situation if I know I am the awareness? Nothing can be added upon me. Nothing can be subtracted from me. Would I still act this way? No, you will change your way. You know what example that Saurabh was sharing. Now, the moment somebody says the dish is beautiful, I jump up, go high in the air. So as if something has been added on to me, my sense of self has increased. Now, it is not possible that if in praise I go up in the air, when somebody is rejecting me, I will go down in the dumps. So again, Kuldeep ji was sharing, ek thali ke chatte batte. This is what duality is. But knowing oneself as awareness, I know that nothing can be added on to me. Nothing can be subtracted from me. So what is the fear? What is the fear? I can go through all experiences of life. If there is a good relationship, it does not add something to me. I am awareness. If it is a so-called bad relationship, it does not subtract anything from me. Now comes this fearless attitude, knowing that nothing can be added, nothing can be subtracted. You are untouched. And this is the untouched element that has been talked in Bhagavad Gita or other places. That is untouched divine essence. Now look at all the experiences you have been through, all of us. You will see that the awareness lies innocent. It is innocent. Nothing has tarnished the awareness. I may have done 10 murders. Is the awareness tarnished? Yes, rest of my being may appear to be tarnished. Yeah, so this is something which I feel, personally, I feel that it is so urgent. It is so urgent for me to know this fact, not as a mental concept only, but in my practical experience. Else there is no respite for each one of us. Forgetting who we truly are, there is no respite. Now again, as I was sharing in the beginning, this is just one of the paths. This is one of the methods, or one can say one of the ways to know our truth. I'm sure there are divine is infinite number of possibilities. But they go, all of them, one may just reach it from any direction. Ultimately, they point out to this truth. And it's liberation. This is what is called moksha. I'm not exaggerating. It is, liberation from the separate self, liberation from the ego, the clutches of the ego. Knowing oneself. living a life as this awareness. Now we can spill the beauty out in life slowly, gradually. There will be challenges. Yes, Mariama. Yeah. Sorry.
आवाज आ रही है? कुलदीप बोल रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, इधर भी आप ही हो क्या?
फ्रेंड के घर से अटेंड कर रहा हूँ।
ओके, प्लीज शेयर। या
अच्छा, ये जो बोलते हैं ना अनटेस्ट, और ये तो पालती मार के बैठ के आंख बंद करके बहुत इजी, कई बार बहुत ही तगड़ा दांत के दर्द की तरफ भी हो रहा हो, वो हम लोग हो जा रहे हैं।
आवाज बिल्कुल साफ नहीं है, कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा।
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि ये जो अवेयरनेस, प्योर अवेयरनेस में या थोड़ा हटके देखना, ये जो, हाँ ठीक है, जितना विड्रॉ करके देख रहे हैं एक्शन से एक पर्सपेक्टिव में, लेकिन जहां एक्शन में आ गए तो वहां पे डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है। वो भी फिजिकल एक्शन है तो इजी है, जहां पे कम्युनिकेशन वाला एक्शन है, जहां रिलेशनशिप में आ जा रहे हैं, तो वहां पे आइडेंटिफिकेशन और एक्सपेक्टेशन मतलब साथ साथ आ रही है।
तो कुलदीप जी यहीं रुकिए, जरा यहीं रुकिए। अवेयरनेस में आप हट के नहीं देख रहे, हटने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। कहाँ हटोगे, कहाँ जाओगे? हट ही नहीं सकते आप।
मतलब
हट हट नहीं रहे आप।
मतलब उसको, पीड़ा को अलग देख रहे हैं, अपने से अलग देख रहे हैं।
नहीं नहीं, पीड़ा को अलग नहीं देख रहे, सॉरी, कुछ कंफ्यूजन है। पीड़ा को अलग नहीं देख रहे, आप ये जान रहे हैं कि जो भी आपका एक्सपीरियंस है वो क्यों है, क्योंकि आप अवेयर हैं उस एक्सपीरियंस के प्रति। बस, अब आप हटे कहाँ? आप कहीं नहीं हटे, आप उसी में हैं, उसी के बीच में हैं, बिल्कुल कुरुक्षेत्र के। आप ये जान रहे हैं कि जो भी मैं जानता हूं, जो भी मैं सोचता हूं, समझता हूं, इफ आई हैव अ थॉट, आई एम अवेयर ऑफ द थॉट, दैट इज हाउ आई नो अ थॉट। आप विचार को कैसे जान पाते हैं? क्योंकि आप में एक अवेयरनेस है जो विचार को जानती है। आप किसी फीलिंग को कैसे जानते हैं? आप में एक अवेयरनेस है जो फीलिंग को जान रही है। तो ये तो मिडल ऑफ द कुरुक्षेत्र है। आप कहाँ हटे? आप हटे नहीं। और ये एक दिन की बात नहीं है कुलदीप जी, एक दिन की बात नहीं है ये, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ मेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट है। इसको हमें अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में, जो लोग कन्विंस्ड हैं, बाकियों का अलग मार्ग होगा, मेरा काम यहाँ पे कन्विंस करना नहीं है किसी को, मेरा काम तो बस शेयरिंग अ फ्यू रिफ्लेक्शंस है। तो कहना ये चाह रही हूँ कि जब तक ये मेरी जीवन में उतरेगा नहीं, अभी तो मैं सिर्फ बात कर रही हूँ अवेयरनेस, आपको ये अपने जीवन में, अपने बॉडी में, अपने प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंसेस में देखना पड़ेगा कि अरे हाँ, बात तो सही है। मैं जो भी चीज जानता हूँ, समझता हूँ, देखता हूँ, पूरे दिन में जो भी होता है, एक चीज है जो नहीं चेंज हो रही है। वो क्या है? आई एम अवेयर ऑफ ऑल दैट। आप अभी भी कुछ बोल रहे हैं क्या? कुछ आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
नहीं, मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा था।
अच्छा, पीछे से आवाज।
तो एक ही बात, वही, चलो वो मैंने वर्ड यूज कर लिया अलग हट के, लेकिन जैसे मैं शांत हूँ तो अवेयर होना इजी हो रहा है, और डिटैचमेंट भी इजीली आ रही है। और अगर फिजिकल एक्शन है, मेहनत का काम है, जहाँ पे शायद वही तब भी इजी लगता है, जहाँ पे मेंटल वर्क होने लगता है वहाँ थोड़ा और हार्ड लगता है। और जहाँ रिलेशनशिप, कम्युनिकेशन का मामला आ जाता है दो चार लोगों के साथ मिलके, इट बिकम द टफनेस। वहां पे एक्सपेक्टेशन, और खुद से एक्सपेक्टेशन, उनसे एक्सपेक्टेशन, मैं कम्युनिकेट कर रहा हूँ, समझ क्यों नहीं, भेजी में बात क्यों नहीं घुस रही है, एंड वो वाला एक्सपेक्टेशन कि मैं इतना समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, पॉइंट बाय पॉइंट बता रहा हूँ, लेकिन समवेयर तो वहां पे खुद की चाहत भी है कि समझ आए, और समझ आने से हो सकता है कि मेरा भी थोड़ा स्मूथनेस, थोड़ा ग्रीस लगे उस रिलेशनशिप में, थिंग्स कैन मूव। तो वहां पे ये हो जाता है, मतलब वहां पे सिर्फ अवेयरनेस की बात, सफरिंग आई जाती है।
नहीं नहीं कुलदीप जी, यहाँ पे ना कबीर जी का एक कपलेट रेफर करूंगी। धीरे धीरे रे मना, धीरे सब कुछ होए, माली सींचे 100 घड़ा, ऋतु आए फल होए। तो ऑल्दो कबीर जी ये किसको बोल रहे हैं? ये कबीर जी बोल रहे हैं जो साधक है पथ पे, उसको बोल रहे हैं धीरे धीरे। जो अभी सोया पड़ा है उसको तो कबीर बोलेंगे अरे जल्दी कर, बहुत लेट हो रही है, राइट? तो जो साधक हैं पथ पे, जो अब तैयार हैं अपने आप की ट्रुथ पहचानने के लिए, अपना अपने आप को जानने के लिए, काम तो भैया धीरे धीरे ही होगा। एक ही दिन में आपकी रिलेशनशिप भी स्मूथ हो जाए, सारी मेंटल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स भी हट जाए, सारी बिल्कुल ब्रह्मचित आनंद, सच्चिद आनंद हो जाए, एक दिन में कुछ नहीं होता, धीरे धीरे रे मना।
लेकिन वही उसी अवेयरनेस में बार बार खुद को लाना है,
बार 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 लाना है, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। आप देखो ना कि वो जो बात करते हैं कि वो जो एक लड़की है जो ऊपर रोप पे चल रही है, आप देखो अगर 1 मिनट भी उसका ध्यान स्लिप हुआ रोप से, वो तो गई बेचारी। और हम भी जाते हैं, हम अपनी स्टोरीज में चले जाते हैं। द मोमेंट माई अवेयरनेस स्लिप्स, द मोमेंट आई लूज द नोइंग of who I truly am, I go back into the story and I get hurt again. So this has to be developed like a parallel consciousness. Mother and Sri Aurobindo talk about it. They call about this parallel consciousness. So one sadhak, he asked the mother that, mother, I remember you when I'm, as you said, when I'm in silence or when I'm not doing much, but when I'm playing tennis I forget you. So mother says that yes, that would happen, it's completely okay. So in the beginning you start with those gaps you have whenever you are relaxed, you're not much to do in day-to-day life. There you focus your attention on who you truly are. Or mother is talking about herself, it's remembering the mother, or remembering who I truly am in this moment. Now slowly one is able to also see when one is playing tennis that all that is there in playing tennis is the awareness of the hand movements, of the ball, of my own body, of everything. So one has to really be very gentle with oneself, not force and wanting result from कि अब मेरा अवेयर हो गया, अब रिजल्ट क्यों नहीं आ रहा. So that would really lead to trouble. That would lead to even more intenser suffering.
नहीं, सफरिंग दोनों तरफ लग रही है। ये जो भावनाओं में बह जाते हैं और थॉट्स में बह जाते हैं, उसमें भी थकान हो रही है, और अवेयरनेस लगने के लिए भी इतना एफर्ट लग रहा है, उधर भी थकान हो रही है।
थकान है, हाँ, थकान है, बिल्कुल है. It takes effort in the beginning. It takes effort just because we are not used to it. It takes effort, but it is an auspicious effort. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any, please, any sharings, any further reflections?
Unka, one question, if assuming that I am the awareness, then barring the awareness, whatever is right now going on, my stories and all that, what is that then?
Sorry, once again, Saurabh, say it again.
Like if I'm assuming that I am the awareness, I should not be indulged into the mind activity and daily whatever suffering. Suppose I assume that I am the awareness. तो जो बच गया है, जिसकी स्टोरीज चल रही है अभी, जिसको मैं अपना मानता हूँ, फिर वो कौन बचा?
सौरभ, पहली बात, दो चीजें हैं. देखो, पहली बात तो ये है कि आप सपोज नहीं कर रहे, आपकी प्रैक्टिकल रियलिटी है ये. देखो, आप सपोज तब करते हैं जब आपका वो प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता. क्या आपका ये एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है कि जो भी आप जानते समझते हैं वो इसलिए जानते समझते हैं क्योंकि आप अवेयर हैं उसके प्रति, जो भी हो रहा है, चाहे वो दिमाग में चल रहा है, चाहे वो फीलिंग्स में चल रहा है. तो ये देख पाना कि ऑल दैट इज देयर इन मी or my experience is awareness. It's not a supposition that you are making. It's your practical reality. First that. Now secondly, the thing that you ask is beautiful. If you actually go and try to find out who is this that I'm making it so real, you would not find anyone there. All that you would find is awareness. This is what Ramana Maharishi said. Whenever anything arises from you, when you say, I am hurt, He said, go find out who is this I. The more we investigate, you see that there is no I there. Only awareness I is there. I am aware, I am aware. So I think you have touched on something beautiful. Whenever we talk about ego, or we call that it is a mirage, it is an illusion. When you investigate this for yourself, there is no role to be found. You find only awareness, awareness, awareness. So there is only one I actually. I think Vas was sharing, I feel that there are two in me, ego and the higher self. There is only higher self. Ego appears to be, the separate self appears to be. But if you go out, check the reality of it, the only thing that you find is awareness, 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 awareness. Let me give an example. When we go watch a movie, now we may be thinking that there is, this beautiful story running on the screen. Yeah. But once the movie is over, all that is there to the movie is the screen. The movie was appearing on the screen. There was nothing to the movie but the screen. If not for the screen, the movie could not be played there. So it was the screen that was making the movie being displayed. Each kern, each grain of the movie was drenched with the screen. But since I was so lost in the movie, the story of the movie, I did not notice the screen at all. But the movie ended and I saw there was only screen there. And this is how we relate with our own experience of being awareness, that all that runs as a movie in my life, all that runs, the truth of it is this absolute awareness. There is nothing but awareness. So if I go dig the movie, what will you find there? You will find the screen there. And that is where, Ramana Maharishi says, so if you go find out to whom is this question arising, you absolutely are absorbed in your truth. But the story does not end there. Now, Ramana Maharishi was absorbed in that realization of self. On the path of integral yoga, self-realization or the knowing or understanding is just the first step. The mind has to now realign, the emotions have to realign, the physical body, the actions, the speech, everything, the whole life has to realign to this newer understanding. Now the journey begins, and it is a challenging journey. Ups and downs are going to be there, but there is also this inner stability that you have got. Who am I? I am this ever unchanging screen. Now, how would I take these actions that I used to take earlier? There will be a drastic amount of change the way you live your life. Yeah, so there is no one to be found. What you were sharing, who is this character? There is nothing that you can find there. Yes, Jasmine, you want to share?
Sorry, I missed a little bit in between, but you know how you were saying, I wanted to bring this bring this topic here. When you said with that awareness, when you kind of bring it out in what we can call practical life, yeah, and there is a lot of realignment. And I think that's where a lot of us, we kind of go back and forth. Yeah, wahan pe na, we kind of slide back into the same old ways. And that's what I think I want to discuss for myself too, because I think that's where the challenge comes. A lot of shift happens, and I see it happens. And it's almost like you feel sorted a little bit in your inner world, but ab usko outer mein laake na, we kind of mess it up. Like, that's what my personal experience has been. And फिर वो बार बार आना पड़ता है. I mean, no, it's sorry, not बार बार आना पड़ता है. It kind of कई बार लगता है कि वो और भी harder लगता है कि वो inner वाला work easy था, पर वो outer बहुत hard लगता है. And उसमें what I find is a lot of things. One thing common is कि जो लोग तुम्हें इतने dear होते हैं पहले, कई लोगों के साथ you don't even resonate anymore. You know, your relationship shifts, your whole, I mean, your whole living shifts. And that's where because now it not only involves you, it involves other people. And I find in this path of inner world, when you're realigning everything, that becomes a big, um, I mean, it's hard work. And I think वहाँ पे वो भी चीज remind करना, उसको याद रखना उस चीज को, that it is part of the process, is very important. So, and especially like when you're aware of yourself, to same लोगों के साथ which you probably, you know, are so close to, especially because तुम्हारी family होती है, even तुम्हारे भाई बहन होते हैं, and you're not reacting the same way. जैसे कई बारी तो, you know, वो victim बन रहे हैं, तो तुम उसके साथ वैसे victim नहीं बनना चाहते, you know, yeah, and it gets hard to, it's तो तुम्हारी relationship shift हो रही है, तो it gets really heavy. That's what I feel personally. It gets really heavy, right? और क्योंकि adjustment होनी होती है. For I'll give my personal example. जैसे I went through grief. अब वो, they are doing grieving in a way which is, I'm respectful for what, I'm not talking about them to change, but I'm saying something is shifting in me that I don't feel the same way. तो अब वो moment बड़ी heavy हो जाती है, and हम सोचते हैं spiritually inner work करके, you know, something lightness भी आती है, but there's heavy in terms of daily life. So I find the challenge is to, उस moment में, to stay with your essence, it becomes very challenging. You know, क्योंकि अब सिर्फ वो तुम्हारे अंदर की नहीं है, अंदर तो ठीक है, but outward, like it or not, we are human beings, interaction तो हो ही रही है ना, daily living में नहीं आएगी तो फिर what's the point? अंदर तो मेरे ठीक है. So I don't know if you have anything to say to that in your experience. I think I'm using this as a reminder or learning for myself too, something I can use.
That's been a beautiful query, or the section or whatever. मुझे लगता है, again, correct me if I'm understanding not right. मुझे लगता है कि once we begin to become aware of who we truly are, many a times, most often, what happens is we think that I am all set, maybe others need to change. Many a times. I'm not saying that this is the case. Now, I am experiencing in my experience that what it is doing to me is it is making me more malleable. You know what is the meaning of malleable? Flexible.
Yes, yes. Yeah. No, I see. Suppleness सी आ जाती है, you know. Yeah.
I am seeing that I actually, as if it appears to me that I am leaving my older selves away and away. Every day something new is happening. Every day
Yeah.
I'm able to mold myself in a way which I never thought would be possible for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Now I feel that it has shifted my focus from others
Mm.
to my own self.
Yeah.
Not narcissism, it's in the sense that, you know, I enjoy this being with myself.
Yeah.
And I also enjoy this expansion that happens when you are allowing the molding to happen.
Yes.
And it may hurt at times, it may be challenging at times, but I think it's very auspicious challenge, so one can, you know, kind of.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But it's not so much, I think, कि दूसरा change करे, वो तो है ही नहीं, I think, beginning में. But the thing is, I think, again, it comes down to your own. जब वो तुम new experience में जाते हो, when you are behaving in a new way or interacting in a new way, so the other person interacts in a new way too. So, you know, that's what I said, it's either because you're so aware कि वो फिर अब वो हम भी कहीं कहीं उस बंदे के used to होते हैं old way में करने के, अब वो जो newness में you know, act कर रहा है. So it's almost like the amount of presence, awareness you need. I mean, it's beautiful, like you said, it's an auspicious experience. Sorry, I'm just like trying to be with that, trying to think that thing happening. So I realized it's also the other person's changing that I'm dealing with, what I'm saying, the challenge, you know, so we are also used to that person behaving in a certain way. When I am bringing my new self, the other person is going to react differently too.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my challenge is. And
that is not my space.
That is not my space.
The other person, emotional space,
is not.
need not enter there. Just like I'm letting myself some time in order to go through this process. I also have to allow a lot of space
At least for other people.
to go through their own processing and
So I think that comes back to when that's happening, I kind of again lose. Again, it's staying with your own essence. That's the challenge, like staying with your own essence in this. Yeah. So coming back to it, when that person is behaving differently, a bit somewhere I see my old self coming, ke ye change ho gaya, but not staying present with my true essence. Because if I am present, then I will naturally kind of flow with it. तो हम भी अपना पिछला फिर से ले आते हैं, like चाहे वो उस बंदे के थ्रू ही ले आए, you know. Yeah, okay, I get it.
all the resolution for me lies in this self-absorption.
That's
You
true.
are absorbed in yourself, knowing yourself as this awareness. And for me, it appears more and more that that does all the job. I need not put my energies here and there and there and there, where what I used to do earlier. But this task requires a lot of effort. In the beginning, it requires a lot of effort.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
The remembrance and acting and speech and action all through that remembrance.
Yeah. No, it is a lot of work, but then,
Good work.
like you said, I think it's an auspicious work. Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
for sharing.
Thank you.
One question here. So how being aware helps in coming out of my sufferings? So for example, agar मैं example लूँ in the previous one, suppose the chef was very aware.
तो आप सौरभ आप means to an end. अब आप being aware से मुझे मिलेगा क्या?
हाँ मतलब ठीक है, suppose the chef was aware कि जो insult की गई थी उसकी dish की and he made the dish and that the dish was not so good. But किसी को तो insult हुई है, अगर वो aware मतलब self की नहीं हुई तो किसकी insult हुई है वो?
और अब देखो यहाँ पे ना imagine करो कि मैं chef हूँ and I am in this process of understanding myself as awareness and nothing else. Now I will not attach any sense of self-worth to the dish being good or not. If the dish comes out good, it's not that I got more, something got added on to me. If the dish was rejected, yes, I will work on it, but it's not that something got subtracted from me. The problem comes, this insult factor comes. I'm not saying that people should stay in abusive relationships. No, not going there. Obviously, you have to stand up for yourself and talk whatever needs to be talked of. I am saying that why to attach this sense of self to anything that happens to me? अरे भैया डिश अच्छी बन गई तो बन गई, ग्रेस. डिश गंदी बन गई तो ग्रेस. I will work on it, make it better next time. Why do I attach my sense of worth to a dish? In this aspect, dish. In other aspects, anything that goes on in my life. Relationships, jobs, finances, anything. Disease. You know, whenever we go through diseases, वो भी हम अपने दिल पे ले लेते हैं. अरे भाई मैंने ही किसी का बुरा किया होगा जो मेरे साथ ये हो रहा है. नो, वो भी दिल पे. सो ये क्यों करना है हमने? अगर किसी ने प्रेज कर दी तो मुझे बढ़ना क्यों है? अगर किसी ने कुछ घटा दिया तो मुझे घटना क्यों है? Now knowing myself as pure awareness, which is a practical experience, not theory, ना मेरे में कुछ घट सकता है ना मेरे में कुछ बढ़ सकता है. तो अगर तुमने बोला मेरा काम बहुत अच्छा था, मुझ में कुछ नहीं बढ़ा, ग्रेस. अगर तुमने बोला मेरा काम खराब था, हाँ फायदा मुझे हुआ क्योंकि फीडबैक मिला, मैं काम अच्छा करूंगी, बट मुझ में कुछ नहीं घटा. तो अवेयरनेस का जो आप फायदा पूछ रहे हो ना, आप ये बात कर रहे हो कि अगर मैं अपने आप को जान लूं तो मुझे क्या फायदा? अरे भैया, अपने आप को नहीं जान के हमें नुकसान क्या है, आपको अगर वो पता लग जाए तो फिर फायदे की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. आज हम इस सेशन में डिस्कस ही नहीं कर रहे होते अगर हम अपने आप को ना जान के बड़े खुश होते. मत जानो.
I think indeed क्या होता है? Suppose again taking the same example of bad dish. Suppose as a chef I got a feedback that dish was bad. I will again put effort. But वो जो frustration आता है ना कि your dish is not up to the mark. Even आप 100 time try कर चुके हो फिर भी आपका up to the mark नहीं आ रहा है. How not to feel frustrated of that failure is not easy.
How not to feel frustrated? Frustration में आके आप better काम करते हो क्या? Logical analysis करो जरा.
Indeed नहीं. Right.
Need नहीं. तो अगर even if you rule your rational mind, it will say that in frustration I don't work better. Now what is my outcome? I want to make this dish very very nice. So even if you go logically, is frustration helping you? No.
Because you're putting efforts. आप 100 बार ट्राई कर चुके हो, फिर भी नहीं बन रहा है.
अच्छा अब मैं समझ गई. ओके गॉट इट. देखो अब ये सेशन चल रहा है सौरभ.
हम्म.
अगर मैं बोलूं कि यार सेशन खत्म हो गया, किसी ने कुछ दिया नहीं मेरे को, इसका मतलब session did not mean anything to me. I did not enjoy the session. Now as we grow adults, we make everything as a means to an end. जॉब क्यों करनी है? पैसा मिले. पैसा क्यों चाहिए? ये करना है. वो क्यों करना है? क्योंकि वो. Right? If the job that I am doing, in the process of doing itself gives me joy, why would you wait for approvals? It definitely means that you have picked up something, or you are doing it in such an attitude that it's not giving you joy. अगर मेरा session चल रहा है and the session itself is joy for me, why would I crave for anything else? Who needs praise and approval? And if the session is not, I'm half-heartedly involved, and then only I would, for fulfilling myself, I would need praise and approval from others, because I was half-heartedly there and I really did not want to do the session. So why are you doing such a thing, or why are you taking an attitude which makes you suffer? तो अगर मैं dish बना रही हूँ, just the process of making the dish, can't it be enjoyable? It can be that I lose myself so much in the making of the dish. I enjoy it thoroughly, and now I'm not waiting for what will happen when people will eat it and praise it or not praise it. Because you were not there in the process of making the dish, hence you command for praise and approval. तो ये dishonesty catch करने की जरूरत है यहाँ पे.
Possible, yeah. Maybe the skill, like as a chef, 100 बार डिश खराब बनी है, तो maybe there was not a skill. मतलब स्किल ही नहीं था शेफ का, तो शायद उसको दूसरा जॉब पकड़ लेना चाहिए.
मन भी नहीं था, स्किल भी नहीं था. Maybe I did not want to be a chef. मम्मी पापा ने बना दिया. Who knows?
True.
Then I will suffer. So, two possibilities. Again, quoting mother. Mother says 2 possibilities. Either you give yourself wholeheartedly to the job. You give yourself. You don't demand anything. You give yourself. Offer your beauty to the job. Or you have that job which you can do beautifully. इन दोनों के अलावा कुछ ऑप्शन नहीं है. बाकी सफरिंग है. So either I change the attitude with which I do work, or I change the job. बाकी तो
Right.
तड़प है. बाकी तड़प है. अब तड़प में रहना है तो बहुत अभी हैं, लाइफ टाइम्स पड़े हैं.
Right.
एटर्निटी में तो कोई लिमिट नहीं है ना. We can go through umpteen number of lifetimes.
चैलेंज क्या होता है, आई नो वी टेकिंग लॉट ऑफ टाइम. जितने भी रोल मॉडल्स हैं, सो कॉल्ड स्पिरिचुअल रोल मॉडल्स, आप किसी के नाम भी ले लो, वो बहुत ही महारथी पैदा हुए. राम, कृष्ण, अर्जुन, एक से एक महारथी, उनमें कुछ कमी नहीं थी.
ना
That's how.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. ऐसा नहीं कह सकते.
अरे एक धनुर्धर ऐसा था कि पता नहीं क्या,
नहीं. देखो ना,
आग मार तीर मार दे.
अर्जुन की बात करते हो, बहुत कमी है अर्जुन की. अर्जुन फिर से भूल गया था. पूरी गीता सुन के भूल गया था अर्जुन, है ना. तो अगर आप डीप में जाओगे ना, अभी तो हमने ऊपर ऊपर से बातें सुनी है, पकड़ी हैं. सौरभ, आप किसी भी चीज के, इवन पीपल हु आर ग्रेट, स्वामी विवेकानंद, लुक हाउ मेनी सफरिंग्स एंड चैलेंजेस ही हैड टू गो थ्रू. नहीं है इतनी रोजी पिक्चर नहीं है. ग्रास इज ओनली ग्रीनर ऑन द अदर साइड.
आई थिंक यू राइट. मे बी हम लोग को बताया नहीं जाता उनकी सफरेंस के बारे में. हमेशा उनका अचीवमेंट बताया जाता है कि ही वाज इवॉल्व्ड सोल, बट कैसे बने वो इवॉल्व्ड.
बिल्कुल. हाँ, वो उसके पीछे की अगली कहानी नहीं बताई जाती.
राइट.
बिल्कुल, टोटली विद यू. Yeah, so Anusha, I think we are already towards the end. Any last comments, anyone? Yeah. Anusha has shared something here. So she shares, just to share from my own personal experience, in my depressive state, I always tend to react much. But since sometime I'm making efforts to get better, and awareness helps me to respond to situations and not react. Like I want to burst out at people when I'm not liking anything, but being aware, I stop to think peacefully and react. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Vas. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing reflections and actively engaging in this journey. I really appreciate your commitment. And yeah, so we do this every Saturday at 8, same link to join. And uh, whenever you feel like you're free, you want to join or reflect with others, please join in with the same link. We'll keep on sharing it on our groups. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.